Hey, welcome guys. This is another first day for you to learn new things. Probably you might see this stuff online, maybe in multiple ways, on how to get or create PHP forget password system using HTML and PHP. So today guys, I'm gonna show you step by step on how to create forget password system using PHP. As you can see, this is my connection to my database using PHP mysql. And in case you've forgotten, this is the post that I made on my blog. You can just check on it step by step. Everything is here for you to learn. And here is the database structure for our user forget password system. You can just come into the blog, get this stuff. You can start live demo here and download this stuff. So I'm going to explain it step by step for you so you can understand. In case you've forgotten or make any mistake, you can just comment below, or you can just send me a direct message to my email address. That will be very great. Alright, this is the connection and database server, my local server. As for false, is default is root and password is 0. A database name is social lives. And this is my index page called how to create forget password recovery procedure in PHP. So first of all, we have to check if the user posts an email and if the email field is empty. So if the image field is not empty, that is why we use exclamation mark. If the image field is not empty, then proceed and run the script. If insert statement keyword, if insert, that is if the user click on post email address and the email address is not empty, then go ahead and assign the variable email address to this email. Now this code MD5 unique true is going to generate a random alphanumeric character stored in code variable. So this is auto generable code whereby we can send to the user email address for verification. Alright, so if you want to check if the user email address is real email address or is a kind of fake email address that does not have auto.com sign symbol on it. So if filter, if the user email address is truly email address, that is why it's not equals to, it's equals to false. Why I'm using this 3 equals to, it means that the email address and data type is same thing as what the user have entered on the email address field. So if this is true, then go ahead and run this other script. Now we want to check if the username, if the email address is in our database. If the email address is not in our database, then we're going to echo out some stuff that couldn't find the email address on our database, or this is not a registered email address. So checkmail db query select email from users where email address is equal to what the user have entered. Then if anything happen along the line, you can just say die and runtime error to the user. So counts our row on our database table. So my SQL num row check mail. Now if count is equals to 1, that means our email address is available in our database. So if count is equals to 1, if email address is true, then we have to update our lost field in our database with the auto-generated code with that email address, with that specified email address. So we can use PHP mail function to send the code or the password reset link to the user, so the user can use that to reset his or her password. Alright, so since the email address is available, we can just use the random code to update our database table lost field and send this mail to the user. Then subject reset password link either by Express, body. Here is a link to reset your password for active your account. Visit the link below. So you can just change this to whatever your address is, your website address is, and update the PHP. We're gonna create that update password.php. Then we have to get the email address and the code generated by the system. So send mail to subject where who is receiving this email address. That's why we use the email that the user entered here on the field to get this done. Then subject is what we have subject here. Then body is the body. Then header, I could express. So if inserted, that's what we are, if the system or the script insert the auto-generated code to our lost field in our database, then which will echo to the user, check your mail, we have sent you reset link to change your password. If at all the system updated the lost password field. Alright, if the user entered email address that does not exist, this is what the user will see. Oops, sorry, email address does not belong to any account. So if at all the user entered email address that is not in our database, this is what the user will see. And if the email address entered is not a valid email address, like I said, going to validate this. If the email address is true, then we'll run the script below. Then else, if the email address is not true, then we say email address entered is not a valid email address. Then we just go SQL connection. Then this is the form to reset password link. So the user have received the email address and the user have clicked this link to reset password. I'm going to show you the demo and how everything works just right away. So we are going to create update password.php file, and this is update password.php file. Include your database connection, that's what we have right here. Include config.php. Alright, if it said that get email address and get code is not equals to 0. Alright, if the user click on the link and the email address is okay, it's not empty, and the code auto generated is not empty as well, then we can say get the code and get the email address from here. Like what you have here, email address equals to email and code equals to code. So we're going to get those two fields to check if at all it matches what we have in our database. Now check mail, select email from users where email address is email, select email from users where email address is email, and lost equals to the auto-generated code, just what we have gotten from the URL, and is none equals to 0. Alright, then we have to count if this particular code and email address match what we have in our database. So if count, then proceed and set proceed and run this script. Now this is what you're going to have. Now if everything is okay, this is what the user will see. Create new password, retype password, then click submit. Then if everything is wrong, the code does not exist, and the email address perhaps might exist and might not exist, this error will going to pop up to the user that error to code, and he can return to the index.page to reset his or her password again. Alright, so we have a new password here, then retype new password, create password. So if the user click on post password and password is not equals to 0, now we have to encrypt our password to MD5 and read password to MD5. Now we are going to check if the password is equals to our array password. What the user type on the new password and the retype password is actually the same. So if the password is the same with the retype password, then go ahead and update our password field. update user set lost password to 0 to empty and password to our password and what the user type, where email is equals to what we have gotten from the address field. So if everything is successful, if the system successfully updated our password field in our database table, then we'll output this message to the user that successfully changed. Then you can return back to home or login. Then if our password is not correct or our password is not the same with the retyped password, then go ahead and display this message: password do not match. So I'm going to run the demo for you to see. If I'm going to give you a download link below for you to download this script for your own web app. So here is the website, the tutorial codeexpresslabs.info. Here is the demo. So I'm going to click on the demo for you to see. If you want to download, just go ahead and click on download to download this file for your own stuff. So I'll click on demo. Alright, so I'm going to enter my email feed, which I've used in registration on my social networking system. I'm going to show that to you, the workload. Workload is my social networking website which I created using PHP, mysql, Ajax, jQuery, and JavaScript in combination with OEmbed, a URL third-party fetcher, to create a social networking system. Alright, so I've used this email address during my registration with the Workload social networking system. This is it. So this is my social networking system version 2. You can come and check on the live demo here. So I've used that email address to register with this site. So I'm going to verify or change my password since I have forgotten my password. So I'm going to enter my email address here and click reset link. Alright, since my password, since my email address is stored in the database, it will definitely echo out to me, check your mail we have sent you recently. Now let's log into our Gmail to check if actually we get the reset link. Alright, the World C reset password link, we definitely get that. So this is our reset password link sent from this page and from the code we have here. You understand? Sent from the code. This is what we are saying on our email address. So click on it, open it. Okay, by CodeExpress. Here is a link to reset your password, and you can see that email address is equals to the email, and the code is the auto-generated code we recently did in the script. Now this is the auto-generated code we have right here with this stuff. So you can click on it to go to update password.php. Alright, create new password. Let me enter Masha, and here I type Masha. Let's remove one N and let's see if actually it will tell us that password didn't match. Click on submit. Alright, actually it does. Password do not match. Why? Because of I remove one L from Masha. Then let's type this again. Masha. Now you can see the two password fields are the same. Click on submit. Whoa, it does okay. Password successfully changed. Password successfully changed. Return to home. So that's one of the easiest ways using PHP to create a password recently. I hope you like this stuff. You can subscribe for more videos like this. Just subscribe and you receive more tutorials like this. see you guys around using your time to watch this. I'm very really grateful for your time. Bye bye and see you around.